From the very beginning of life, music has played an instrumental role in bringing people closer. Music is something that is celebrated universally. Hello students, this is Needu, your English teacher. Today we study the chapter The Sound of Music. In this chapter, we are gonna read about two musicians, two from very different corners of the world in the inspirational collection of short stories. This chapter is divided into two parts. In today's session, we study part 1. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. The title itself is very interesting. Here, the author says, Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Now we all wonder, we are confused. How can you listen to sound when you can't hear? So, this is something we'll discover, that how Evelyn Glennie was able to listen to sound although she could not hear. Someone has commented about Evelyn that God may have taken her hearing, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That's why she expresses music so beautifully. He says that although God took away her hearing power, she was impaired, but He gave her an extraordinary thing, and that was a sense of feeling. She could feel very deeply, far more deeply than the normal people. And that's why she was able to express music so beautifully, so well. She is a well-known multi-percussionist. She plays different percussion instruments like xylophone, drums, etc. The story of Evelyn Glennie is really motivating. It inspires us to overcome our physical disabilities and achieve our dreams and goals just like Evelyn did. Shall we start our chapter now? Yes, this is our chapter. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. Look at the first line. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. She is there at a train platform, at a railway station. And it's a very rush place, and many people are there. They are pushing roughly each other to get a position to stand. That much crowdy the place is, the platform is. A slight girl looking younger than her 17 years was nervous. Who is this slight girl we mentioned here? Yes, Evelyn Glennie. She's a slight means thin girl who looks younger than her 17 years. What does it mean? She's really 17 years old, but she doesn't look like that. She looks younger than 17 years. And what's her mental status now? She's nervous, a bit nervous. At the same time, she's excited too. She's so happy. At the same time, she felt a bit of nervousness, a bit of tension. What's the reason? She began to feel the vibrations of the approaching train. What's the meaning of approaching? Coming near, which is nearing. Okay, so when she started feeling the vibrations of the train nearing her, she became a bit nervous. At the same time, she became so excited too. Then, it was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. Why she is nervous and excited at the same time? Reason I said here. Why she is excited It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. Where she goes now, she is going to the prestigious institute. Prestigious means having high status. Okay, so she goes to Royal Academy of Music in London. That's why she is excited. At the same time, we said that she is nervous too, isn't it? What's the reason for that? And daunting enough. Daunting means frightening. Why she is frightened? Why she is nervous? She is a teenager, fresh from a Scottish farm. She is from Scotland. Scotland is really an urban area. Not much busy life can be seen there in Scotland. Now, such a girl from Scotland, Scottish farm, is going to which place? To London, to a busy street, a busy place. Okay, so the life in both these places are entirely different. That's the reason behind her nervousness. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. But don't think this is the reason behind we studying this chapter. She, a girl from Scottish farm, went to London for studying music. That's not the reason. The big reason is said here. What's that? She was profoundly deaf. Profoundly means completely, extremely. She was completely deaf. She can't hear. Such a person is going to London Music Academy, prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, to study music. That's a challenging fact in her life. And she overcame all those, and she became one of the world famous percussionists. That's why we study this chapter today. I think you understood the first paragraph. I'll read it once again. Rush hour crowds jostle for position on the underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of the approaching train. So what happened? Where is she now? She is at the railway station. People are pushing each other to get a bit of place to stand. And this girl, this thin girl, Evelyn Glennie, who looks younger than her 17 years, is a bit nervous, at the same time excited, when she felt the vibration of the train which is nearing her. And why she is nervous and why she is excited? It's said in the next line. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. She is going to the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London. That's why she is excited. And why she is nervous? She is a teenager, not a matured person. Okay, so she is a teenager from a Scottish farm. That's why she is a bit nervous. But this is not the biggest challenge she faced in her life. What's the biggest challenge she faced? She was profoundly deaf. So such a deaf person is really becoming famous all around the world. So she achieved her dream. Okay, that's that biggest challenge she faced. Do you understand? Can we move to a second paragraph? Yes, here it is. Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing had been gradual. When she was born, she was not deaf. She could hear, but gradually that hearing is lost from her. Slowly, that hearing capacity is lost from her. Ability to hear is being lost very slowly. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. So really, if there's any problem with the child, who will be the first person to find it? Mother, isn't it? Here in her case too, mother found it. Mother remembers, she says, she noticed something was wrong. She felt that something is wrong. When Evelyn is waiting to play the piano, instead of hearing and playing it at the same time, she'll be taking a bit of time to play the piano. Okay, so mother noticed it. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel Glennie. Isabel Glennie is Evelyn Glennie's mother. She's recalling. She says, what's the thing she says? They called her name. If someone called her name, she didn't move. What's the reason? She didn't hear. And she suddenly realized, mother realized that she hadn't heard it. It was a very pathetic situation. For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. At first, she didn't say to her friends and teachers that she can't hear. Okay, so instead of that, she tried to hide that growing deafness, increasing deafness. That deafness was increasing in her. That means day by day, gradually, deafness is growing in her. Okay, she is completely becoming deaf. So she tried to conceal it. Conceal means hide. Okay, so she tried to hide that growing deafness from her friends and teachers at first. But we can't hide it for much time, isn't it? It happened in the case of Evelyn Glennie too. But by the time she was 11, her marks had deteriorated, and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to a specialist. So what happened? She couldn't listen to the class. She can't understand what all things teachers said in the class. So what happened? Naturally, her mark deteriorated. What's the meaning of deteriorated? Got less and less. Decreased. Her marks decreased. Usually when marks decrease, what's the next step the teachers will take or principal will take? They'll call the student and try to understand what's the problem. And even after that, if the problem is not yet being solved, they'll call the parent, isn't it? So here her parents are being called by the headmistress. And what the headmistress said to her parents? She urged her parents to take her. She asked her parents to take her to a specialist. She understood there's some problem for Evelyn. Okay. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. So, what's the reason for her losing of hearing? Her nerves got damaged. So, when she has been taken to the specialist found the reason. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired. Impaired means got weakened. What's the reason? As a result of gradual nerve damage. A damage is caused to her nerves. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to a school for the deaf. So you might have heard about such kind of schools for deaf children, isn't it? So the specialist advised her parents to send her to such kind of a school by fitting some hearing aids. Okay. So her feelings by hearing this from the specialist is given in the next line. Look at that. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. She felt her world is going to become black. Her world ends there with such kind of hearing aid fitted in her ears. And at the same time sent to a deaf school. She can't even imagine such a situation. That pain in her, that pain she faced at that moment is said in these lines. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. Okay. Now what all things we said in this paragraph? We said that her hearing had not been lost on a particular day or all of a sudden. Instead of that, it was a gradual change. Her mother remembers that if someone calls her, before that, one more thing. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when at the age of 8, she was waiting to play the piano. Instead of playing it suddenly or very quickly, she was waiting to play the piano. And what's the next thing she noticed? When someone calls her name, she didn't respond. So from all those, mother concluded that there's some problem for her. And at first she was not ready to reveal the fact that she is deaf before her friends or teachers. She tried to hide it, but gradually what happened? Her marks deteriorated. What's the meaning deteriorated? Got less or decreased. And as a result of that, her headmistress asked her parents to take her to a specialist. And that specialist suggested to use, what's the reason for her losing of hearing? Yes, it's a result of a gradual nerve damage, isn't it? Yes. And what's the advice that specialist gave? She should be fitted with a hearing aid and she should be sent to school for the deaf. And what she felt at that time, everything suddenly looked black. She felt the world itself black. Okay. Yes, we are moving to the third para. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. She is already interested in music. She was not ready to give up. She is not ready to stop her goals, stop before all these challenges. She was determined. She had strong willpower to lead her life to her goal. What's her goal? What's her goal? To achieve something in music. Okay. One day, she noticed a girl playing a xylophone. Xylophone. This is a musical instrument. Xylophone. Okay. So one day she noticed a girl playing xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. By seeing that girl playing xylophone, she decided that she also wanted to play xylophone. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. So all the teachers said that it's impossible for you, you are deaf and you can't play such kind of a musical instrument. But one of the percussionist means a person who plays the drum, tabla, etc., named Ron Forbes. He motivated Evelyn Glennie. He understood that there's a potential, there's a spark of music in her, and he motivated her by saying that you can do it. Even if you can't hear through your ears, you should try to understand music. You should try to listen to music through some other way. Now I remember Helen Keller and her teacher Miss Sullivan. Helen Keller was a girl who was deaf and dumb, at the same time blind too. And she always was accompanied by her teacher Miss Sullivan. She was the only reason behind Helen Keller, who became world famous later. She wrote many books. She gave many motivational speech. At the same time, she became a great social worker too. It's really great inspiration for this kind of disabled people. It happened because of her teacher, Miss Sullivan. Such a great support is given by her teacher, Miss Sullivan. Like that here, in the life of Evelyn Glennie, the support given by Ron Forbes is remarkable. So what he did, he began by tuning two large drums to different notes. He made a particular instrument. And at the same time he said, you should not listen to music through ears. Instead, you should find, there's no other way. You should find some other way to listen it. And suddenly, says Evelyn, look at the lines. Suddenly, I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. So if there's no other way, we'll find a new way. We'll never stop. Okay, we should never stop. So that's what Evelyn says through her life. Suddenly, what's the thing? If we are trying, we can do it. That's what it's seen in this line. Suddenly, I realized I could feel the higher drum from the waist up and the lower one from the waist down. From her waist up, she could feel the high-pitched sound of the drum, and from her waist down, she could feel the lower-based sound of the drum. She understood. If she listens very well, she can understand the music produced by the drum through her body. By the vibrations produced by the drum, she can feel it through her body, not through her ears. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. Now she began to feel music through her different parts of her body, not through her ears, but through different parts of her body, like her waist, her fingers, her even her feet. Okay, I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. Not her ears have been opened to hear music. What's been done by her? She opened her mind and body to sounds and vibrations produced by the different musical instruments. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. What was the rest of the thing she applied? The rest was sheer. Sheer means complete determination and hard work. If she was giving up, we'll never be studying this chapter of Evelyn Glennie. Now she became world famous. She achieved all those things in her life only because of the determination And if we have determination, if we have determination and not working, means we'll never achieve anything, we'll never reach anywhere. But with a strong determination, with a strong willpower, we should work hard to reach our goal. That's what Evelyn did, and she became successful. I think you understood this paragraph. What all things we said? Evelyn was not ready to give up. By hearing all this, she was determined that she should achieve something in music. She was not ready to give up her interest in music. One day, what's the thing she noticed? A girl playing xylophone, and she decided that she also needs to study such kind of musical instruments. Everybody else said that she can't do it, but one of the percussionist named Ron Forbes motivated her and asked her to listen to some other way than her ears. And she tried, and what's the thing she found? She realized that she could feel the music, the vibrations produced by music through different parts of her body. And what's some important fact or important factor behind all this? Her determination and hard work. That's what we said in this paragraph. We move to the next paragraph. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra, and by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. From there onwards, she didn't look back, because she started practicing, she worked hard, and she conducted tours all around the world. Toured the United Kingdom with youth orchestra at what age? Not that age, she was 16. When she was 16, almost of your age, she had decided to make music her life. By that time, she decided what's her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the Academy. So she auditioned. Auditioned means gave a short performance before the director, and she has been selected. Okay, with highest score in the history of the Academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performance. Orchestral works means group of musicians will be the group of musical instrument people who plays musical instruments will be the. But solo performance means person who performs alone. So from orchestral performance, she started performing solo performances were started. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. So she got many awards also. Within 3 years, she got many awards also. We move to the next paragraph. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Don't think that she herself says her as a hero. What's the thing she says? If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. It's sure. If you are ready to work hard and if you know where to reach or where to go, surely it's 100% sure that you will reach there. And she got right to the top, and the world's most sought after multi-percussionist. Sought after multi-percussionist means much in demand. She is much demanded. Multi-percussionist means a person who plays different musical instruments with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments. Not only one instrument she plays, many instruments she studied, and she got mastery over all those. And hectic international schedule. Hectic means very fast and furious. So her life became much busy because of all this. Okay, her schedule has changed. She became too busy in her life. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. It's really fascinating. It is very fantastic. It was really surprising to see her performances. In our 2-hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beards give me trouble. So she can speak, okay, not the point, she can speak because she could hear up to that age of 8 or 11, isn't it? So she studied how to speak, and she listens to the sound or listens to the face or the expressions produced by the face of a person to understand what they speak. Okay, and very funnily she says, oh, I find a bit of a difficulty to understand people who has bushy beard. Bushy means thick thick beard because their face will be hidden at least at that place, isn't it? Huh? So, in a funny way, she said, but she can. It's not just watching the lips, it's a whole face, especially the eyes. While we speak, the eyes express all the feelings or all the real emotions can be seen in the eyes. So she understands what all things said by the people through the facial expressions, through the eyes, and by the movement of lips. She speaks flawlessly, without any mistake or fault. She speaks with a Scottish lilt, such as Scottish slang she speaks. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11, she says. So she studied speaking by that time, isn't it? By 11 means almost by 11, by the age of 11, a person will study how to speak. So it's done by that age. That's why now, still now, she can speak very well. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But after that age only, she studied French and basics in Japanese language. Don't ask her how she studied all those. We know it. How she might have studied. Yes, she worked hard to study all those. That's all. No other explanations needed. Then, as for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles. Now she explains how she understood or how she hears music. It comes in every part of the body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. She says that even through her hair she can feel music. The vibrations produced by music can be heard, can be felt, not heard, can be felt through her complete body, even through her hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. She used a stick to play xylophone, and that vibration produced by the stick is being felt in her fingertips. That's how she understood the music, or she hears music. By leaning against the drums, she can feel the resonances, resonances means echoes, flowing into her body. By leaning against, while she plays drums, she'll lean forward, she'll bend a bit forward to understand the vibrations produced by the drums. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibrations pass through her bare feet and up her legs. Not the point. She removes her chapel. She never used shoes or chapel on the stage. What's the reason? She should feel the music, the vibrations produced by different musical instruments, even through her feet. So that's why she was always barefooted. That means shoeless. So without any chapel, she stood there on the stage. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. It was not a surprise that Evelyn delighted her audiences. Her audiences were so happy to see her performances. It's not a surprise, isn't it? And in the coming lines, we'll see what all things she achieved. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. One award says Master Percussionist James Blade. And now we can see one of the comment given by a master percussionist named James Blade. He says about Evelyn Glennie. What he says? God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That's why she expresses music so beautifully. A complete explanation of Evelyn Glennie's achievement, isn't it? Yes, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What's the thing he has given her? God has given her. What we hear, she feels through her different part of the body, isn't it? Far more deeply than any of us. We may not be feeling music in such a way. She feels that much deep in her heart. That's why she expresses music. That's why she can express music that much beautifully. In such a beautiful way, she plays different musical instruments. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Workaholic. What's the meaning? A person who finds difficult to stop working. That means a person who is addicted towards work. Alcoholic means a person who is addicted towards alcohol. Okay, so like that, bookaholic means a person who is very much interested in books, addicted towards book. Okay, like bookworm. So here she confesses that she is a workaholic. Look at the lines. I have just gone to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. So really, she should have to work harder than any other musicians, isn't it? But while she's rewarded, is really enormous. Big rewards are being got to her than any others. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. So these are the things she did other than just performing on the stage. Regular concerts, regular programs were given free in prisons and hospitals, and she gave much priority to teach young musicians. Then Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says, Anne Richlin is one of the person in Beethoven Fund, so that's a society, Beethoven Fund for Deaf. Anne Richlin said about Evelyn Glennie, she's a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Evelyn Glennie is really bright inspiration for especially the deaf children, and they get a hope that they too can achieve something. They too can reach the top of the world like Evelyn Glennie. Look at the last paragraph of this chapter. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. She already achieved many things than the people double of her age. Okay. She had brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. Percussion really that was being played at the background, but now after her performances, people began to think percussion as a forefront performance. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look at her and say, so really we already told she is a living inspiration for the deaf children, at the same time handicapped people too. By looking at her, they began to say, look at the lines, if she can do it, I can. They began to speak in such a way, if she can do such a thing, if a person of such disability can achieve such a great level, such a great height at the summit of the world music, I too can reach. People began to say about her in such a way. And not the least, what's the most important thing? She has given enormous pleasure to millions, not only to the disabled or not only to the deaf children all around the world. She is a great inspiration to every person in this world. As Evelyn herself says, her hard work lies behind her success. She says that if you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. It's sure. And she has got right to the top, isn't it? She admits that if one has determination and a very clear goal in front of them, that person can surely be successful. And this is how the chapter ends. I hope you understood the chapter. You should read the textbook.